You know, there aren't many things more humiliating, if you would, than being pulled over and given a ticket, or even getting a ticket that you didn't even know you were getting when you went through a red light or something like that. The only thing probably more humiliating than that is going to the courthouse and trying to fight that ticket, or writing that big check to pay it off. One of the guys I recently have had the chance to meet is doing something about that. Steve Miller is the author of a book called Traffic Tickets. Don't get mad. Get them dismissed. It's a really interesting book about traffic ticket tips, must-knows, and much more. He joins me in studio this morning. Steve, thanks for coming in.
Hi, George. How you doing?
This is a great idea, and even greater is the way this book came about, and the story that led to all this. So, explain how that happened.
Well, it's an interesting story. It's actually started with my brother. My brother got a traffic ticket about 8-9 years ago, and he didn't know what to do about it, and we were talking about it. He flipped the ticket over, and on the back of the ticket, it has your options. Well, you can go to court, contest that ticket in court. Everybody has a right to have their day in court. You can go to traffic school. But there's another option on the ticket that's been around since 1974, a lot of years, and nobody's ever heard of it.
Right.
It's called a trial by written declaration.
Wow.
And that is a way to contest a ticket in court without going to court. And it's a beautiful way to contest a ticket. I'll tell you, it's one of the only ways in the American legal system where you have two bites at the apple.
Mm-hmm.
You have a chance to contest a ticket with a trial by declaration. If a ticket is dismissed, great.
You're done.
You're done. Go on your merry way. Go drive on the road again. If it's not dismissed, you can still opt for a court date or take traffic school. So he got that ticket. We contested it with a trial by declaration, and the ticket was dismissed.
Fantastic. So what is a trial by declaration? What does that mean?
Well, it's very simple, and it says it right in the name, a trial by written declaration. It means that you're putting your case together, you're putting your documents together, whatever facts you have, whatever support you have, in writing. You submit it to the court, and these are legal forms. They're not just any made-up form. These forms are supplied by the court.
Okay.
So you're contesting it in their format with the court in writing. It goes to the judge. The judge or the court sends a copy to the officer. The officer has to respond in writing. He can't just come in and plead his case while you're not there. He responds in writing. Then the judge goes ahead and looks at both sides of the case and renders his decision on the case.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the best way to contest a ticket, the most successful way to contest a ticket in California.
Is there a certain time frame that all of this occurs in?
Well, every ticket that you get has an arraignment date. Now, this is not actually your court date. If you've ever been to court, you have to go to court by the date on the ticket or the date that they tell you in the courtesy notice they send you. And if you want to plead not guilty and contest, then they set up a court date in the future. Now, with a trial by declaration, you just have to get your documents into the court by that arraignment date.
By the arraignment date, okay.
By the arraignment date, and you're pleading basically not guilty and contesting it all in writing. And then they take, depending on the court, 30 to 90 days to render their decision.
It's been a long time since I've gone to a courthouse for a ticket. How's that procedurally done now? How long? I mean, my memory is that you go there and you're in this giant herd of people, and then they ultimately call your number or something like that. How's that work?
Yeah, well, depending upon the court, some courts are bigger than others, some smaller. You're in a herd of people. There might be 50 people in smaller courts. There might be 500 people in bigger courts.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is you're all in there together. You get sworn in, sign in, and the first thing that happens before the judge ever walks in the room, the bailiff stands up and basically says, is anybody here eligible for traffic school? Tell us now. Take traffic school so you don't have to contest your ticket. We'll give it to you and get out of the court. So the bailiff, the first thing that happens is the bailiff's job is to take those 500 people and whittle it down to 50 people. So he basically, through his tactics, eliminates people wasting court time. Because everybody that is there to contest a ticket, it costs the state, the city, the government more money if somebody is there contesting a ticket. Even if they lose their ticket, the state wins the ticket. It costs them more money by them wasting court time. So the bailiff's job is to get people out of court.
Wait a minute. I'm not sure I'm following you on this. If the bailiff says If you're eligible for traffic school, we're going to let you go?
If you're eligible for traffic school, tell us now. We'll give you traffic school. You can leave.
But you're still going to have to pay the fine.
You still have to pay the fine, right?
Okay.
You still pay the fine and you pay the fee for traffic school.
So the only ones that would stick around were people that were going to challenge the ticket.
Yeah, but the key is a lot of those people that were going to contest the ticket, because that's why they were there, get scared out of court by the bailiff, because the bailiff also says that tell us now, because if you're eligible for traffic school, we will give it to you now, but we won't give it to you if you contest your case.
Really? Is that true?
Legally, no. The court can do whatever they like. Legally, you can still take traffic school, and you're allowed to take traffic school after contesting and losing a case. But the judge has full discretion to say, no, I'm not going to give it to you. So you do run the risk because the judge has full power. So the bailiff is scaring you out of court, basically.
I'm just trying to, and never try to apply logic to anything like this. But I'm wondering why the judge would do that. But I guess it could happen.
It's all based on a financial decision, I think. Yeah. It's all based on financially.
Yeah,
they want those people out of the court.
Yeah. Because, like you say, it costs them the time of the officer that's there, all the other things that are involved. That just really winds up probably costing them, as you say, more than they're going to collect in the form of a fee.
You have a $300, $400, $500 ticket. It costs the city more than that if you waste their time in court. That's why our system with a trial by written declaration is the best system around.
How many of these have you done?
We've done over 50,000 of these in California in the last 8 years, and they just go to our website at TicketBust.com, enter their information in, and fill out some of that information, print out the documents, get it all to us, and then we contact them, go over their case, get all the facts, put it together.
It's interesting when you said 50,000 when we were talking beforehand. I go, 50,000, wow, that's a lot of people. And then you put it in perspective for me.
It's a drop in the bucket. Be honest with you, it's really nothing, because there's approximately 18 million tickets issued in California every year. 18
million?
18. Now, that does include parking tickets, DUIs, driving without a license. Some of those you cannot do with the trial by declaration.
Sure.
There's a limited type of tickets you can do with the trial by written declaration. 18 million tickets. About 10%, 9% of those tickets get contested every year.
Wow.
Out of those 9%, a majority of those, about 85, 90% of those are contested in court. So people that use a trial by declaration, it's just a fraction of a percent. And it's really important to get the word out about that, because it's a legal way to contest a ticket in California where your odds are better at getting it dismissed.
Give that website again.
TicketBust.com. That's TicketBust.com.
All right, Steve's going to stick around for another segment here, and we'll even open up our phone lines. If you have a question about challenging a ticket using this system that he's described, or anything in general, feel free to give us a call at 800-600-5646, 800-600-5646, or 858 area code 569-8255. Again, my guest is Steve Miller. He's the author of the book called Traffic Tickets. Don't Get Mad, Get Them Dismissed. And the book's available through the website as well.
The book is available on the website. We actually give away a digital copy free for people that use our service, or you can buy it off the website, the hard copy, or buy it off Amazon.
Very good. All right. We'll take a break and then come back with more. Steve Miller, our guest, as we continue Money Matters right here on FM News and Talk 95.7 and AM 600 KOGO.
FM News and Talk 95.7 and AM 600 KOGO.
10 minutes before the noon hour. Hi, everybody. George Chamberlin here as we continue Money Matters on this Sunday, Memorial Day 2012. Joining me in studio is Steve Miller. He's written a book called Traffic Tickets. Don't Get Mad, Get Them Dismissed. And again, we got a few minutes left here, and if you're so inclined and wanted to call in and talk about this subject, feel free to give us a call at 800-600-5646, or in the metro area, 858 area code 569-8255. I know on a day like this, a holiday like this, people are out and about and don't have a chance to call in. Certainly don't call in if you're in your car and you're driving down the road. We don't. I know we'd be drumming up business for you, but we don't want you to get in any trouble right there. What's this? Okay, tell me what you just handed me here.
George, I just handed you something we give out to everybody. It's called our top traffic ticket tips, which is something that people should know about when getting pulled over for a traffic ticket.
Great point.
And we give this stuff to them so they know exactly what to do when they get pulled over. In addition, it's we recommend that you keep your insurance, your registration all together.
I like this.
That way you have a place where you can pull it out and have everything organized to give to the officer.
Yeah, you know, and some of the things we were talking about beforehand, when you get pulled over for breaking some kind of traffic law, probably the smartest thing you can do is just smile, respond. When the officer asks for documentation, give it to him, and just kind of keep the interaction with the officer to a minimum, right?
Absolutely. You don't want to give the officer any reason to remember you. Anything you say, you want to challenge that officer, you want to call him out, you want to say something you shouldn't, he'll write it down, and he'll remember you, and that makes your chances of getting out of the ticket less likely if you're going to make it known that you may challenge the ticket or question him on a particular topic.
Yeah, it's probably best to just try to make the event move as smoothly as you possibly can and get on your way after that. Right?
Yeah. In addition to that, officers are actually very concerned about their safety.
Oh, sure.
So when you get pulled over, you don't want to do anything that the officer might think jeopardizes his safety. And we always recommend turning off the car, putting the keys on the dashboard. Keep your seatbelt buckled. Keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Yep.
You don't want to. You don't want to give him any reason to question his safety.
Every time, and I think I maybe had 3 or 4 moving violations in my life, but one of the things I just automatically do is before I reach to the glove compartment to get out the registration and the insurance, I don't do that until I have his or her permission to do that.
Absolutely. You don't want him to see you going for anything that he might think is something other than it is. Wait for him to tell you what to do.
Yeah, exactly. Makes a lot of sense. What kind of, using the strategy that you've explained on the program here, are there any types of violations that have a tendency to have a better chance of being dismissed with the work you do?
Well, just about any ticket, traffic infraction can be contested using a trial by written declaration. Our 2 most popular tickets, let's say, are speeding tickets and red light photo tickets, and we do a very good job contesting both those. We've had tickets dismissed going up to 110 miles an hour.
Really?
Yes, and it's don't think just because you were going excessive speeding that it can't be contested and can't be successfully dismissed.
Very interesting. Let's be clear about one thing. You don't do this out of the kindness of your heart. You charge a fee for the service that you provide. But in the grand scheme of things, that could actually be kind of just a small fee when you consider what the long-term consequences of getting one of these violations on your record would be.
Exactly. Yes, we do charge a fee. It is a small fee. It's $249 to contest any traffic infraction. However, they say that any ticket on your record over the lifetime of that ticket being on your driving record can cost you upwards of $1,800. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're talking insurance, you're talking the fine, you're talking time possibly in court, and if you get additional tickets, it raises that.
Sure.
So anything you can do to keep your driving record clean, especially if you're a commercial driver.
Let's go. Yeah, exactly. Let's take a couple calls real quick here. Let's go to Vista. Roberta, welcome to the program.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing well.
What's the success with red light tickets where they actually have a picture of you and supposedly going through the red light?
Okay, hold on just a second here. I'll just read. Okay. Her question was, what is the success rate that you might have on red light tickets where they have a picture of you going through the intersection?
Okay. Well, red light tickets can be contested very successfully regardless of video or a picture. One thing you have to know about and take a look at is when they issued that ticket, when that ticket was taken, let's say it was taken today on May 27th, you have to receive that courtesy notice and the ticket in the mail within 15 days.
Okay.
That's one thing to look at.
Bingo.
If you don't get it within 15 days, that ticket can be automatically dismissed. So regardless of them having a picture of you or not, we try to raise doubt. For one thing, that they saw you do what they alleged you did. Mm-hmm. We look at other things like contracts with the city. The contracts have to be appropriate contracts. You have to look at signage, when the red light went into effect in that city. There's a lot of different things you could look at to be successful in getting that ticket dismissed.
Yeah, what he said, Roberta, by the way, just a moment ago, was that the red light tickets are one of the ones that seem to be more defendable.
Yeah, along with speeding tickets. Both of those can be defended I don't want to say fairly easily. There is work that goes into it, but you can be successful in contesting those tickets.
Yeah, and there's a lot of emotion involved when you get that envelope in the mail and it's got your picture in there, and you don't understand it. It's hard. They give you a lot of. Roberta, are you a victim?
No, actually, I was calling in for a friend that just got one.
Okay, well, again, you may want to check this out. Again, it's TicketBust.com. Good luck to you and your friend. Thanks for calling in on the program. Let's do one more real quick here. Go to Garden Grove. Wayne, thanks for calling in. Welcome to the program.
Hi, I got a question. I got a ticket, and I asked for a change of venue to the county seat based on 40503. Am I correct in saying that I should have been given that for convenience when I asked for it?
Well, that's a very good question. A county seat, it's everybody's right to have a ticket changed to the county seat. Right. What you should do, and I don't know if you did this, is when you receive the ticket, you can ask the officer right there, can you put... I did. You did, okay. If he says no, when you sign... No. Okay. What you need to do if the officer says no, and it's the right of the officer to say no, when you sign that ticket, you can write right there, I request the county seat. Then it's up to the court to switch it over.
I did.
And did the court switch that over?
He never showed up, and I never requested it when I went to court on the arraignment. I did, however, contest the ticket, and there was no bail required at the time. I just had to show up. But when I did show up for the court case, the officer never showed up. Now, supposedly he recorded this on his motorcycle cam, telling me that if I didn't sign the ticket, he was going to arrest me. I said, I want to talk to your desk sergeant, have a sergeant come out and confirm that I can't get it for convenience purposes. He got me out of the car and arrested me.
Okay, well, let me address a couple things because you brought up some
We're going to do this real quick. Thanks for your call, Wayne. Go ahead and finish that off real quick,
Okay,
Steve.
So a couple very good points. What you should not do is argue with the officer.
No.
Right there, you made one crucial mistake. Just accept what they say. They don't want to do what you want to do, fine. Just move on. Sign the ticket. Yes, they can arrest you if you don't sign a ticket. The other thing not to get confused with is the arraignment and the court date. The officer does not have to be there on the arraignment. Exactly. He does have to be there on the court date. He doesn't show up, it's dismissed.
Steve, thanks for coming in and doing this. It was a lot of fun and very, very informative. The book, again, is called Traffic Tickets. Don't Get Mad. Get Them Dismissed. TicketBust.com is the website, right?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve. Really appreciate your input. Steve Miller
Anytime.
joins us. I'm George Chamberlin. One more hour to go of Money Matters.